AllMid to kind of take them down, but we'll see if they've got the ODM gear on, because they have to take down a Titan in the general NRG.
Well, NRG certainly weren't expecting to start their day or their tournament in the lower bracket, yet here they are, and they're up against the upstarts in AllMid, and they're already starting the offense. Garrett G having to pick up the first save. And Spaceman, I think the biggest thing for NRG for me is they just have to relax. You can't overthink these things in these situations. That's exactly where AllMid can find a hole and punch through it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to bring it back to baseline if you're NRG. You talk about fundamentals, this team being one of the best in the world at it. If anything, if all else aside, there's no weird conundrums today. All you have to go through is playing simple Rocket League. Keep it simple on the pitch. Make sure you find one another. I've already seen Squishy have a pretty successful day so far, but putting the pieces together has been the biggest question. NRG struggling on the other side for AllMid. That's where you capitalize. Make it choppy, make it scrappy, force NRG to overcommit on themselves.
Light shot from Flitz. That one could have been a big opportunity, but it was just too weak on the net. And going to be taken away. Justin able to clear it back downfield. How do AllMid start to progress? NRG able to push the ball back out to the corner. Squishy trying to keep this close. AllMid starting to press a little bit more. Like that touch in the idea, but Kiri not wanting to give up that third man spot so easily, trying to protect the back line, and AllMid have done so for now.
And it really starts with that pressure through the corner on the blue side of the field. We saw that over at the Major where teams were capitalizing on the hesitancy from Garrett to fill out from the goal spot. And they are putting pressure on Justin to get to the backboard and Squishy to get downfield for a clear. Everything else, though, it's been this 1-2 attack upfield that NRG have utilized so well to get out and get boost, but they just haven't been able to find that mid-center gap. They haven't been able to find that opportunity to stretch out the defense. AllMid playing this very close, very nicely, but they lose the 50 and they lose the opening goal as Garrett G gets NRG on the board.
And they got exactly what you were just talking about right there. Right in the midfield, Squishy wins a big 50. Garrett still in the area for the rotation, and he put the shot on target. AllMid, some good early pressure from them, but again, I think a couple of the opportunities that they had. Tough day on the on Flitz's shot is where I'm trying to go with. Flitz's earlier shot goes awry, if you will, and Justin puts in the second goal.
Oh, that was rude. Garrett just annihilates Gary. See ya. And well, that's kind of the baseline, because once you establish, okay, we got ourselves scoring early, we're already on the board, then you can get a little bit aggressive. You can get someone pushed up like Garrett to, knock someone out of the way, clear the lane. But as things start to spiral out of control in game one so far, it's been all the general. What on the other side for AllMid do they have to work on? Because the pressure was certainly there, but Jorby, they weren't doing a good job of converting it into a sustained drive, and well, they're feeling the burn of it now.
Here it is again with AllMid. Angel had no boost, tried to get up for that. Flitz was driving forward onto that touch, almost like the NRG car wasn't there, and the ball flies right past him as a result. A lot of pressure there off the kickoff. It felt like there could be some patience built on the defensive end for AllMid on that play. Gotta make sure that you're solid in those rotations. NRG will be able to eke out any kind of positional mistakes you give them, and winning that kickoff will surely make things difficult. AllMid gets the clear.
Scary double commit through the side, but it kind of works out as that demo will give them a chance to breathe. But there are times through close qualifiers, and especially teams that start in the open, where there's levels to how you come from an open bracket. You can either be the best team clearly by a mile, you could be looking at friends, or you could be looking at AllMid, who make it through a mathematics alone, but still a team that deserves to be here. There are levels to getting to this spot, and you have to perform when you're at this stage. There's an infield pass, it will go awry with a good block from NRG, but maybe that stretch up in gameplay will help AllMid as the series goes on. So far, though, they just haven't been able to find any opening offense. They're down 3-0 with about 2 minutes to go here in game one. Jorby, you're just looking for something to get on the board.
Yeah, there's just nothing. Flitz finally had the corner boost spawn for him. He was sitting on it forever. Makes the midfield challenge happen against Garrett. Angel was kind of locked in midfield. Garrett waiting for it. NRG not really feeling a lot of pressure. Loses the ball. Angel's got a chance at it. Again, back to NRG's corner. How do they find a way to get those balls out? That shot actually just goes in. Flitz hits it on the right side, and AllMid finally get there first.
Yeah, I was wondering where that touch might have gone from Justin, and well, it goes right to Flitz, so he meets it up towards the ceiling. That pre-read was great. It works out for a goal, and you still got plenty of time to be able to work your way back into this game, but that's kind of a gimme. You're going to get one, maybe two a series. Everything else you're going to have to work for, and we are, again, looking for the infield passing for AllMid, something that was a benefit to them towards the closed qualifiers, but has yet to show up in the start of this weekend. How are they going to convert that downfield? Because already possession back to NRG, and already Squishy will punish him with the 4th goal.
And everything goes wrong here. Kiri gets bumped after his attempted clear. Blitz is still coming back on the rotation, and Angel knows that he has to get in there quickly and just try to make something happen on the challenge. He doesn't want the ball to just roll forward, and it was just panic. After Kiri got bumped, it gave up the touch to NRG, and another goal for them. AllMid, you thought they might have been able to start something there with 1:30 left. NRG are making the path a little too long for them to get back in game 1.
Yeah, and this brings up an interesting discussion with watching how Friends played during the qualifiers. They didn't play scared against anybody. It didn't matter the competition. They brought their A game, and sure, that could just be the dynamic of the roster, but it's always a question for when a team does qualify. How do they approach the start of their group, either the start of the double elimination bracket? In general, what is the approach they give? And it just seems that there's a lot of hesitancy so far with what AllMid are bringing to the table. They're letting NRG get so much space past midfield. These double commits just mean there's more opportunities for Squishy to reset back up for Justin through the corner. AllMid not challenging a lot and letting it get towards the backboard. That's a dangerous touch from NRG. And they've kept the pressure on for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, having to use a lot of boost as well. The canisters not readily available for them. Even the pads getting snuffed out. And then on top of that, for the panic, it's also the positioning. Kind of positioning optimistically, hoping that the ball's going to go a specific direction on defense. And a couple of NRG's goals have just been from a panicked AllMid defense. I truly think if they slow down a little bit, let NRG have the progression, let the challenge develop, let the play develop, and they might find a few more clearance opportunities. But for AllMid, they started the game well. They had good pressure. The shots weren't great. You definitely were hoping for some more power out of AllMid on those shots, and then the panicky defense on NRG's transitions were just too much.
Yeah, and I think that's really the takeaways. NRG capitalized on what they were given. On the other side, AllMid didn't really take much. They were kind of just working through their motions, which certainly works, but in the end, it was a flurry of goals from the general. You got 2 for Squishy, 1 for Justin and Garrett apiece, 2 saves for Squishy on 5 shots. I mean, shooting 2 for 5, and Squishy's kind of the front runner there. It's going to be a pretty good day for NRG, regardless of the position they're in. But looking at the Mobile 1 high-performance replay, Jorby, it just seemed that the name of the game was the midfield pressure. NRG had it the entire game. They didn't relinquish it, and they capitalized on it for a Game 1 win.
You could count on the how uncomfortable AllMid were on defense, where they have no boost or they're pushing up a little farther than they should, and now all of a sudden the ball's over their head, just on the back wall. Like there was the kickoff or the goal that happened right after the kickoff too with NRG after they went up 2-1 or 2-0, where you see Flitz just kind of drive forward into the corner, but Garrett's already in the air. And so like it's almost as if he didn't see the 50 happening. It's just that kind of uncomfortable pressure that they felt the entire game. I think that the openings are there for AllMid. They just have to settle down on defense because the progressions were there on offense.
Yeah.
Well, that's really what it comes down to when you start talking about these super top end teams. What is the difference between the high end and the low end? Assuming everybody knows how to play the game, is really the size of the windows of opportunities. Right? When you're a top end team, you can make a mountain out of a molehill. But the problem is, the team like AllMid isn't always necessarily going to be given that credence. So, Spaceman, when we look at this one, we got to look at every opportunity that AllMid has, and they have to take advantage of every single one, just like that.
Oh, dude, you're 100% right, and we're back to the fall split where every time we jump in, F-Dot, you always find a way to get a team on the board every single time. But I think you hit the nail on the head, F-Dot. I mean, if you're AllMid going into the series, NRG aren't going to give you much, so whatever you're given, you take, but you also try to have to force some opportunities and get NRG to play uncomfortable the way they have so far. NRG can make a mountain out of a molehill. They're that good individually to do so. So you're playing with basically fire versus a volcano. AllMid have to find a way to quell the beast that is NRG, both fundamentally and opportunity-wise, as yet again the pressure seems to be there for NRG trying to push it towards the backboard.
Small shout out to Kiri on that goal. Nice little wave landing into the shot. That was really nice. That one, a nice leave for Squishy, and he puts it really hard against the backboard. Saved, and nope, own goal. Just kidding. Justin gets the goal.
I mean, great setup from Garrett, but even better from Squishy. It's the 1-2-3, and this is standard This is fundamental. It's practical for NRG. That's something you're going to have to try to save. Don't think there was a lot of boost in the net to be able to get up and get a hand in front, but regardless, as quickly as you're able to get something on the board for AllMid, NRG equalize it immediately. Now you have to reset, go back to square zero, and just find a way to work forward.
That was a great hard touch by Kiri again. Gets out in front of Justin, but Justin still gets the hard clear. Squishy waits for it downfield, pushed away again. Squishy, another shot turned away by Angel. Garrett G takes that ball away, back over to Justin. NRG really starting to click now, where it really wasn't working against Ghost. Ghost were winning all of those 50s in that earlier match, and NRG just couldn't find a way to get by them. And you talked about it, some of the, maybe too much patience from NRG, or letting some of those plays happen a little too much. But this time they are commandeering the game. AllMid are not the same threat that Ghost are. Justin wins against 2, and it's an easy goal for Squishy.
Yeah, this was a mistake that actually started about a minute ago. AllMid started to double stack in the front of the box to make sure they could take the one-on-one challenges from Garrett, from Squishy, trying to get it towards the backboard. So once they did, obviously you run out of boost, then you have to splinter off and get the corners. Well, everybody did at the same time. You lose a double commit on the challenge, and NRG are like, hey, there's a free net. We can set up shop. So it was an interesting approach on the defensive end. It worked for one push, but NRG are not going to go for one and fall back. They're going to stay up there with possession. That's something AllMid have to be able to recognize if they want to play a defense-heavy strat.
NRG all waiting in the corner. Is Angel just going to drive forward into this ball? Kiri up for it next. Can I catch NRG out here? Justin comes back on the rotation. Kiri squares up, but it's taken back and away. NRG get another clear. Flitz trying to slow them down. Justin pops it up over one. Garrett's got the backboard. Garrett's got the goal! Beautiful touch from Garrett, 3-1.
Oh, did you even see what happened in midfield? I mean, Flitz gives it right back. Justin gets bummed. Garrett takes it by himself over both. This is one team clearly just better than the other. NRG are in their zone right now. Yes, there's plenty of time, but it's like effortless. It's a knife through like hot water. It's just so easy right now for NRG. Don't worry about it.
You really sliced water?
Oh, look at that! Let's go, baby!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hang on a second, spaceman. I think that the water just got a little icy. Here's Flitz. Look at that read right off the ramp. Beautifully done. Puts them within 1.
It's all designed. It's all in the script. We know what we're doing. 2:46 to play.
It's just game 2, man. I'm still thinking about the knife through water. I don't know about that one.
Hey, if it wasn't water, there's no ice for AllMid. Let's just keep it real, okay?
Well, at least the knife could cut through ice. Technically, the water would separate around the knife, right? It's like a part of the
about
knife.
to separate around the defense. Hold on a minute. Oh, Garrett. Oh,
Hey
Garrett,
guys, here just
1v1.
with an update. Just want to let you know, I just wanted to stop the conversation. Envy's up 2-0 against Friends. Back to you.
Friends, quite the story, but Squishy, he's a story too. He's got 20 boost on the ceiling and defended. Justin was ready for the pass, but it's taken away.
Yeah, Envy roster is also a team to look out for. I think Illusion will do great things on that squad. Justin trying to clear it away. You have a demo, so a man advantage there for the moment for AllMid, but they don't really convert it into much. And with these awkward 50 touches and these little extra possessions, that's where NRG make most of their money on the counterattacks down the field.
Ooh. Having to contend with a counterattack right there. Justin launches the ball back. Garrett's ready for it. He's only got 1 to beat. Gets underneath on the reset. Garrett G commanding the pitch. 4-2.
Oh, the captain steps up, gets the corner boost. Justin puts it on a dime, and Garrett burns very little to get back to that ball. And you're in a one-on-one situation. I don't want to bet against him much. That's really easy again for NRG. They push the lead back to 2 with 1:38 to play. AllMid need to complete a full 180 reverse if they want to get themselves back in this game. Let alone this series. You're down 1-0, could be 2-0 very quickly. NRG in cruise control right now.
Oh, Angel, not enough boost to chase that ball down. Kiri might have a chance at it, but he ended up giving the ball back up to Squishy. You saw Squishy jump on the sidewall immediately, reading ahead of time. It actually just forced, I would say, forced a mistouch there out of Kiri. When you see Squishy jump for it, makes you think, oh no, wait, I have to account for this. And now all of a sudden, NRG have possession again. Here, Garrett, another high ball. Forces AllMid to really think about those touches on defense and where exactly they're going with the ball. Flitz just has to punt it downfield. He's got no boost. Angel left all by himself after being demoed. but he gets bumped out of the way anyway. NRG will not let anyone have any fun. Flitz wants to have some, and he got the touch. Saved by Justin just off the wall. Squishy protects his own boost, and NRG will keep a 2-goal lead.
What's more impressive is Squishy converts that 3-on-1 to a 1-on-0 through the corner. He keeps the ball alive and gets Garrett and Justin back into the play. So you have an advantage for AllMid for about 10 seconds, but they don't even get the ball past midfield. Luckily, Carey put a shot on target, but again, you're down 2 goals, 30 seconds now on the clock. What do you do with it? Angel going to meet it at the ceiling, looking for a teammate in support, but it's an immediate challenge by Garrett. Now a traffic jam at midfield is escaping up towards the orange half. Squishy yet again will try to cut down the play, and they're just burning time. AllMid can't find a way to hold on to the ball.
Kick downfield. Garrett G popping the ball up back for Justin, and game 2 in hand on Aquadome for NRG. Looking to sweep their way out of the lower bracket again. You know, like I said, I don't think they expected their Friday to ever be in the lower bracket. But, you know, here they find themselves and taking care of business so far, 2-0.
Taking care of business. Yeah, looking real clean here. The general NRG. This is what they've got to do. Listen, I'm not in the business of handing out participation trophies, but AllMid's hanging out, man. This is as best as you could ask them to do, hanging out against this NRG team. We'll get a second look thanks to mobile and the high performance replay here. But honestly, Spaceman, I'm looking at what AllMid's doing, and they have to lose. The general NRG has had a hard time the past couple of goes at it. They have to win this one. And so AllMid, I mean, if I'm the squad, I'm just kind of going out there being like, get some good stuff for the demo, for the demo reel. Like, let's make sure that we play good Rocket League so we can go home and reflect. And honestly, I think that last loss was one of them.
I mean, yeah, I think that unless you get like 10-0'd, like none of these losses today are going to be backbreaking to the point where you hang up the sticks. Like, this is all good reps for this team. But that was also just kind of the story of how NRG's past 500 days have been. It's just they have struggled a lot, and I expected a little bit more from AllMid and a little bit less from NRG, but it just seems that, you know, sometimes one team is just clearly playing better than the other, and while the general's handling their business.
Yeah, well, before we get into the game, I do want to report real quick. Accelerate are up 2-1 versus the Sonics, and they have a 2-1 lead here in game number 4. A Crew are leading, but it's tied 1-1 versus Charlotte Phoenix. And then Envy just cleaning things up. It's a sweep up against Friends. So we'll see if the general NRG can do the same thing and find the sweep up against AllMid. All you, Jorby.
Looking pretty clean so far. AllMid have had a couple of good looks, but they're getting outboxed physically. They're getting outboxed on the shots. Yep. They're getting outboxed on the boost. And really, it's looking like a quick 3-round KO for NRG. But we'll see what AllMid have left in the tank after coming out of their own corner. Justin uses the rest of his boost on the ceiling. No play yet.
Well, I think 3-0 would be a confidence-wise the best possible outcome for NRG. Just to get yourself back to baseline, reestablish that, yes, you are the general. Yes, you probably are 3 of the best players in the world when you're playing at your level. This would be just a very good confidence boost for this team that has struggled with that aspect. So far, though, they've been handling the pressure. Already a minute burned in this game 3, which seems like it just started, but again, it's just been all of NRG. Finally, a quality shot from Flitz, but no one else to follow up. Very far pushed back. Carey will intercept the ball for the moment. And yet again, not a lot of follow-up. AllMid still looking to establish some rhythm past midfield.
This is good pressure in the save from Justin. The shot right into his bumper from Flitz. Angel steals the ball away. Flitz actually has to come from the opposite side to try to make that 50 happen. Again, the midfield presence, not really the most solid you'd hope for from AllMid, but Angel going to take this one himself. He sees the backboard as his, has it up to Carey, but it's saved by Justin, who's out of boost. Punched back again, the shot denied by Garrett. AllMid not done. Flitz has to hold it. He actually just going to drop it down, and things die out on AllMid's offense, but still, you like the initial pressure. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Yeah, and now I'm wondering, okay, how much do you really commit past midfield with these resources? Because if you do too much, Justin, did he just miss? Did Justin just miss a wide open net? A second wide open net? Justin, you have plenty of boost, brother.
You're supposed to score that one. That one was, the last one was pretty hard, but the first one? Actually, I think it was the second one. I don't remember which one it was.
They're both goals that Justin should have scored.
Yeah, it was definitely, one of those should have probably been in the net, but it's okay.
Now's the time, AllMid, just get possession back, focus on midfield, try to get some boost and establish a drive. Like, this is your time. This is your moment.
Oh, Angel gets bumped out of the way, and ooh, diving in for the stop. Somehow coming up with the save. Angel trying to push the ball back out again. Won by Squishy on the 50, and AllMid are facing a ton of pressure. Justin gets the kick up, and he gets dunked. AllMid might get another push back beyond the midfield line, but Flitz gets deleted, and Squishy contending with Angel. Kiri wants to follow this up, but has to wait for Garrett. Now he's got 48 in the tank, avoids one. Justin's up next, flip reset, flings it over him. Squishy gonna punch it back to the corner, and NRG surviving for now as Garrett has to save it again. AllMid knowing they're on their last life, trying to play like it, and somehow they keep that ball out. Squishy still almost fell on top of it into the net. Justin trying to clear that one out. Garrett's up next, Flitz can't get the deny. Here comes Garrett, pass down, who's gonna take it? Justin, back up the war. Here's Squishy, goal! NRG finally get on the board.
Oh, they've been on the same page since the book was being written at the back end of the field. I mean, it was Squishy to Justin to Garrett, back to Squishy, back to Justin, back to Squishy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, bam. That was set up 30 seconds ago on their own goal line. NRG are here to play with 1 goal lead. Plenty of time still on the clock to get back into this one, but man, AllMid have their work cut out for them.
AllMid got some fuel in the tank. Let's see if they got a little bit more. Justin kicks it right by the entire rotation, and they're forced back into the corner. Justin's already on the ceiling. Just pushes it right by Flitz. Garrett shot a little high, but Angel got the touch, and Kiri wants to slowly carry this ball out. A little disjointed on the rotation. Flitz had to cut back in. Angel was playing a deep third, and the rotation is very interesting here from AllMid, but they are winning some of these touches. This one ill-advised. Garrett was not expecting that touch to come back his way. AllMid are really trying to figure out where exactly their teammates are in the rotation and how exactly they can push the ball forward.
Yeah, I think they're a little scared about taking like a shot so far up close, because if they lose the save, they lose the 50, then it's a breakaway chance for NRG. But in that situation, you're so far pushed up past midfield, you have to take a shot. You have to stop back passing and setting up for a teammate of your AllMid, because you've been losing that challenge game. NRG are committing 1, maybe 2 at a time, and they've been able to get it back out on a clear. AllMid can't really play with their food anymore. They have to be willing to take a risk here, as NRG yet again on a nice pass to Squishy, almost with the dunk to put this game away. Plenty of time to get back into the swing of things, but you have to start setting up drive, and you need it now.
Kiri behind a lot of clutch saves here in game 3. Here's another chance on the blue half. Squishy just drops it down. They've got a ton of space. Angel going the whole way back to his corner for boost. He finally picks it up, but he does a 360 before he finally gets back down to the ball. And he actually scoops the ball out. Angel was in some deep trouble there, but somehow managed to get the 50 out. Now Flitz wins another one. Garrett gets the 50 against Flitz. Kiri crashes in front of the box. Angel's waiting. Saved by Justin. Flitz has to keep it up, and now AllMid got to do it in the air. Looking for it. Justin clears it. Booms it downfield. No touch from Garrett. Kiri's got the catch. Flicks it, but Justin's there. Next up is Angel, but Justin's there. And next up is Flitz. Justin not able to get there. Squishy 2 touches, and now just have to put it on the ground. They know it. They'll do it. NRG survive game 3. They win in 3, and they move on to the 3rd round of this tournament.
All right, Squishy's out. He's like, yeah, we're done with that. That's the series.
Enough of that.
Rio. Enough of that. Let's get out of there. But really, even with how close that was, I think my takeaway in the end was the inability to kind of take that extra risk from AllMid, right? Like, you've made it to this point. You're playing against NRG. Yes, you don't want to make the first mistake, but when you're down a goal with 30 seconds to go, you got to take a shot. It seemed like there were 2 or 3 opportunities where they're down in the blue half, and instead of going for that 1 extra shot towards the top bar, trying to push the challenge on the goal line, they would go for a pass at midfield. They would leave off on the play, and